Lecture 32. So today we'll do the area part, that how to get the area out of the double integral, right? Area. So now we know that if we simply calculate the double integral, then it will represent the volume, right? But let's say if you calculate this expression, right, over some region f of xy dx dy, then this represents volume, right? This is something which we have done in the introductory part. Okay, yaad hai na? This f of
Yes, sir.
xy will represent the height and all that. Now, can you tell me, can I interpret area out of this expression? Area of what? Area of the region R, right? So that means area of closed and bounded region R, right? So let me give you a hint. So this is something which we have discussed, right? Divide into the small rectangles region, and we'll get the height over there. Okay, and then after getting the height, we'll have pillars over there, right? This and this way, right? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
That's how we
Yes.
did it. Okay, so now you think that we have a pillar this. So if I take this height to be 1, right, then what will I get? I'll get the area of this rectangle, right? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why is it so? Because when you calculate it, you know that you already have delta x and delta xi and delta yi. So these are delta xi and delta yi are the representation which I am taking from the lecture 1, right? Lecture 1 of this multiple integral. So what was delta xi? That means a change in x. This is delta xi at ith interval, and this is delta yi, right? Is it okay? Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me make yes, right now. This is delta xi and this is delta yi. Okay, so how we gonna calculate the volume? We know that at this point, this height is gonna be f of xi yi, right? And how we calculate the volume for particularly for this rectangle, sorry, for this pillar, that is delta xi into delta yi into fxi, right? So these two dimension, multiplication of these two dimensions represents the area. And third thing that gives us the height, right? fxi. But if you take this height to be 1, so you are only left with what? Area. Area of what? Area of this rectangle, right? Are you with me on this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's say we want to get the area out of this expression. So we'll do just one thing. We'll keep f of xy to be 1. So the quantity we obtained after the computation of that double integral, that will represent the area of the region R, which should be closed and bounded, right? So what I'm saying is, so note if we replace f of xy by 1, we will get the area of closed and bounded region R, right? Are you getting this? Yes. Are you with me on this?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So that means, so area of R will be, you keep this thing 1 dx dy. Yes. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's do a few more questions. Start with a simple example. So let's say start with this. So this is an example in the book and page number is 1012. So now this is, find the area of the region R bounded by y is equal to x and y is equal to x square in the first quadrant as well. So let's construct the region first and then mark the limits. So yeah, so this is your y is equal to x, right? Yes, you're with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is your y is equal to x, right? And this is your parabola x square is equal to y, right?
Yes, sir.
So these are the point of intersections. So first of all, we need to calculate these points. I mean, we know that actually they are 0, 0 and 1, 1. But let's say if we determine it, then x square is equal to y and y is equal to x. So you put value of y over here, x square is equal to x square minus x is equal to 0. So x minus 1 is equal to 0. So either x is 0 or 1. So since your y is equal to x, so therefore y is also 0 and 1. So therefore points are 0, 0 and 1, 1. Yes. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So you know that this is your region and you want to get the area of this region. Yeah, fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So how are we going to get it? Simply by this expression. You take the limits over the region dx dy or dy dx, whatever the suitable is, right? And then calculate the expression without f of xy. That means you replace your f of xy by 1, right? So let's say how we do it. So first of all, you can take the limit constant either from y to x or x to y. Let's say you are taking from x to y. So let's say you take the constant stretch of x running from 0 to 1, right? And what about y? How you calculate the y? You simply drop a vertical line, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's say you drop a vertical line over here. So can you tell me what are the points from here to here? That means your green
Sir,
is a
X to
lower
X.
curve and red is the upper curve, right? So your y is running from कहाँ से कहाँ तक? Y is equal
X
to
square to
x,
X.
y is equal to x square to y is equal to
X.
x, right? So you'll say that y is equal to x square to y is equal to x. So here automatically we'll consider 1. So now since we are considering y limits over here, so we'll keep dy and dx, right? Is it fine? Because this y is over there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you simply calculate it. So this becomes what? x runs from 0 to 1. Integration of y will be y x square to x dx, and x square minus x 0 to 1 dx, x cube by 3 minus x square by 2 0 to 1, right? So this becomes
Sir, x minus x.
Sir, x minus x square है.
x minus x square आएगा.
sorry. So I'll replace minus sign over here, right? This is minus, this is plus. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So now this becomes minus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 2. So this becomes 1 by 6. So next thing is average value. How to calculate the average value. Okay. So the average value of function f of xy of function f of xy, right, is defined as average value. I should write it as over some region, right? So over R, the region R, which is of course closed and bounded, right? So over R, it would be 1 upon area of R over R integration, right? Is it okay? So average का मतलब क्या हो गया कि उसके एरिया से उसको डिवाइड कर देते हैं, ठीक है?
Yes,
समझ
sir.
आ रही है ये चीज? तो रीजन निकालने
Yes,
के लिए हम
sir.
क्या करेंगे? Simply we'll replace that f by 1, okay, and then we'll calculate the integral using f, and then we'll divide that area, so we'll get the average value of function. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
we'll do one example for this. So this is again an example from the book. After that we'll be doing a few questions from the exercise. So this is your example 3 from the page 1013. So find the average value of the function f of xy is equal to x cos xy over region R, which is x lying between 0 to pi and y lying between 0 to 1. So is this a rectangular region or not? Yes, tell me.
Yes, sir.
It's a rectangular region, right? So let's draw it. So x lying between 0 and pi somewhere here, and y lying between 0 and 1 somewhere here. Okay, so this is your y is equal to 1 line, and this line is x is equal to pi. So from 0 to 1, from 0 to pi, and this point is pi 1, right? So getting area of this region is pretty much easy. We don't even replace 1 and all that. Why? Because this is simply a rectangle. So we'll simply calculate it by taking the product of length and breadth, right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो हमारे पास एरिया क्या आ गया? एरिया ऑफ रीजन
Pi.
yes, pi into 1 pi. Now let's see, calculate this. X is running from 0 to pi and y is running from 0 to 1. Okay, so x cos xy. In this case, even you can interchange the limits, interchange the integrations. You don't need it. I mean, if when you have these constant limits, you can do it. You can first calculate the x limit and then y limit. Doesn't matter. So anyways, dy dx. So let's say with respect to y, so of course, what it becomes, if we do it with respect to y, so it becomes sine xy upon derivative of xy, and that's what x. Yes, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Y is running from 0 to 1, and we have x from 0 to 1. So this x will get cancelled.
0 to pi.
0 to pi
0 to pi. Sorry.
x.
Sir, X.
Yes, 0 to pi. Let me write it properly. 0 to pi. Yeah, fine. So now you put the value of y over there, so it becomes x from 0 to pi. So you put upper value of y, this becomes sine x 0, 0. Okay, and dx. So integral of sine x is what? Minus cos x 0 to pi. So this becomes 2, right? So now if we want to find out the average value of f, this is 1 upon the area of R, and here this is fxy dy or dx dy, whatever, over region R. So we have already calculated the area of the region, that is pi. So here we have 1 upon pi, and the value of this integral is 2. So the average value of f is 2 upon pi, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
fine. So now let's move to the exercise 13.2. So I'm trying few questions from it. So exercise 13.2. Okay. So let's say start. So question number 3 is, we need to calculate the area by double integral. Of course, the area which is in between this x is equal to minus y square and y is equal to x plus 2. Right? Yes. Are you with me? So first of all, we'll construct the curves, right? And then we'll calculate those limits. Okay.
So let's put.
So if you put, and in this, if you put your x is equal to 0, y will become 2, and you put y is equal to 0, x will become minus 2. So these are the points. Okay. Yes. Can you listen to me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this will be our line. Yes. Fine. And then we'll have parabola. And if you put x is equal to 0, y will be 0. And this parabola is what? Downward, upward, kya hoga?
Leftward.
Leftward.
Leftward. Yes. So can this parabola intersect this line? So let's first know it. Okay. So if you put the value of y, that is x plus 2, or value of x, that is, let's say, y minus 2. So minus y square is equal to y minus 2. So y square plus y minus 2 is equal to 0. So this becomes your y plus 1, y minus 1, y plus 2 is equal to 0. So y is equal to 1 or minus 2. Okay. So if your y is 1, so your x has to be minus 1. And if your y is minus 2, then your x has to be minus 4. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, समझ आ रहा है? तो ये आ जाना -1 1 somewhere here. Yes. तो -1 1 and next point would be -2 and -4. So this is your -2. I need to construct it again. Okay. So let me take this cut and suppose we write it over here, right? So this will be something like this, and this point was -2 and -4. Yes. Yes. So roughly, let's say this is -4 and this is, let's say, -2. Okay. So our parabola will look like, yeah, fine. Fair enough.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, समझ आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
So this point is our, sorry, this was 1 -1. Yes, -1. So this is our point, -1 1. Okay, and this is our point, -4 -2 -4 0. Yes, am I right? So can you tell me the region? Of course, enclosed between these two. Yes. Are you getting this?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is your region. Now you need to construct those limits very carefully. Okay, so either you take a constant stretch of x or you take a constant stretch of y, right? So let's say you take the constant stretch of y. So your y is running from where to where? Tell me, what is the maximum value of y in this region and what is the minimum value of y?
So minus
Can you
two,
tell me?
-2 and 1. -2 and
Yes.
1. 1 is
So if you
-2.
see this is your -2. Okay. Yes. So this is your y is equal to -4. Sorry, -2. And this is your y is equal to 1. Okay. Right? Fine.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is 1. This is -2. And what about the x? Can you tell me what about the x?
So -2 to 0.
Hanji. Below?
So from 0 to
Sir, -4 to 0.
-4 to 0.
No, 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 no. You
Yes,
put a
sir.
horizontal line into that. Okay.
Yes.
Now tell me, x is running from where to where?
Sir, y
Here to
-2.
here. Yes, from line to the parabola. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is your line? Your line is
Y
y is
-2.
equal to
Sir,
x plus 2. So you
X.
take the value of x as,
y -2.
yeah, y minus, and it is going to the parabola. So from parabola, value of x is what? Minus
minus
y
y
square.
square.
Right? So this is, that's what I'm saying. Just mark your limits very carefully. Okay. So let me calculate it over here. We have the space over here. So this is, as you told me, your y is running from -2 to 1. Okay. -2. Sorry. It has to be -2. Okay, and your x is running from y -2 to -y square. Since you are calculating the area, so that is 1. So these are the limits of x which you have put over here, right? So these are the limits of x. So of course you will write first dx and then dy. Now can you calculate it? Okay, let me move to the next sum. तो नेक्स्ट हमारे पास है, कोई और ट्राई किया जा सकता है. सो let's say this, the parabolas, and those parabolas are x is equal to y square and x is equal to 2y minus y square, right? Yes, you're with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is x is equal to y square constructed?
Right parabola.
Rightward
Yes.
parabola.
ठीक है. Up now we'll consider the intersection point of these two. So here it is x, here it is x. So we'll keep these two equal. So that means y square is equal to 2y minus y square. So that means 2y square is equal to 2y. That means y is equal to 0 and 1. So if y is equal to 0 and 1, then x has to be also 0 and 1, right? So your points are 0, 0 and 1, 1. So now let's talk about this parabola, which is kind of non-standard to us. So this is your x is equal to 2y minus y square. So x minus y square minus 2y plus 1, right? So actually it is -1. So let's say +1. So x minus 1 minus y minus 1 whole square. Is it okay? Yes, tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So this is a sort of capital X is equal to minus y square. So ये कौन सा आया?
Left.
Leftward.
लेफ्ट वार्ड. और इसकी वर्टेक्स कहाँ पे है? 1 1 पे.
1, 1.
ठीक है. तो लेट्स से पॉइंट है यहाँ पे 1 1. Okay. True.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
tell me.
Yes, sir.
So here, ठीक. So अब this is your vertex और जाएगा कहाँ पे? साथ में 0 0 को भी टच करेगा. Yes. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
तो अब y एक्सिस को कहाँ पे वो टच कट करेगा? जहां पे y को 0 पुट कर देते हैं. y को 0 पुट करते हैं तो x आ जाएगा 0. हाँ सॉरी, ये है हमारा लेफ्ट वर्ड है. तो इस तरह से y को और भी करना चाहिए, x को सॉरी 0, x 0, हाँ 2 पे करेगा, 2 पे x 0 कर देते हैं, पुटिंग x इज इक्वल टू 0. सो y स्क्वायर माइनस 2y 0, सो y 0 एंड 2. तो यहाँ पे भी करेगा. ठीक है, कुछ ज्यादा ही बड़ा हो गया. चलो थोड़ा सा नीचे कर देते हैं इसको, और क्या कर सकते हैं, हम ज्यादा बड़ा फिगर बना लिया. यस, ठीक है. हाँ भाई बोलो जरा, सही है. तो अब यहाँ पे ये बन गया पैराबोला ऐसा करके. लेट्स से दिस इज योर 1 एंड दिस हैज टू बी 2. तो वो पैराबोला ऐसे ऐसे पास कर जाएगा. या राइट, टेल मी. So this
Yes,
is
sir.
your x is equal to y square, and this is what? X is equal to 2y minus y square. Yeah, are you with me on this?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. तो अब देखो, अब बचा कौन सा एरिया? यही वाला बचा. ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me what should be the limits of x and y? So यहाँ पे हमने let's say now put it a horizontal line over there. So let's say this. So what is your value of x now? So here your y is lying between 0 and 1 and your x lying between this parabola to this parabola. क्योंकि यहाँ x लेना आसान है, right? तो कहाँ से कहाँ तक जाना चाहिए हमें? इस पैराबोला से शुरू होना चाहिए. So that means y square 2y minus y square, right? Yes, you're with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
और यहाँ क्या आ जाएगा? 1 और यहाँ x है तो
dx dy.
Okay, so can you do it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's it for today.